Every time I went RV camping, setting up the inside of my small camper used to be stressful. But now, after doing it over 50 times, I've developed a checklist. Hi, Weekend Warriors. I'm Randy. And every Thursday, I share tips and everything related to small campers to help us make every moment count. Because weekends are just too short. I'm going to share my camper setup ideas and how I keep my camper organized and how I get this all done in less than 15 minutes. I have a small camper, the Little Guy Max, and I found that if I do not follow these steps when setting up my camper, I get unorganized, and this drives me crazy. Even though I keep everything I can in the camper to make unpacking easier, the back seat of our truck is usually loaded with things that need to be put away. So, the very first thing I do as soon as we get to our campsite is unpack. My goal is to get the camper set up and done so the fun can begin. I recently went to an RV show, and Camping World and others were giving away free bags. I found these bags were great for hauling your camping gear back and forth. Stay until the end to see if I missed a step that you do when setting up the inside of your RV camper, and let me know in the comment section below. In just a few minutes, I have everything from the truck unpacked, and the next thing I do is open the windows and let the light and the fresh air in. Now it's time to put everything away. I also love using this collapsible kitchen tub to transport things in. It was one of the items I shared in my recent collapsible RV accessories video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll leave a link to it in the video description below. Everything has a specific place, and this helps keep me organized. Extra water is always stored underneath the kitchen sink. I also have a specific place I keep my devices and my camera gear. My husband Tom and I each have a duffel bag we pack our clothes in. I found it easier for weekend RV camping getaways to keep our clothes in the bags, and we just take our clothes out as needed. And I always bring along a clothes bag to put our dirty clothes in. This helps me keep the wardrobe organized. Princess is always so patient while I'm unpacking and getting everything set up. I love the cubby space that's above the refrigerator in the Little Guy Max. I use this to store all of our non-perishable food items. And as bags get emptied, I even have a specific place that I store them to keep organized. The last thing I unpack is the cooler. This gives the refrigerator time to cool down. I found these thin ice coolers that work great and don't take up a lot of cooler space. I really like them versus the thick, bulky ones. And I always pack my meat frozen to help keep the cooler stay cold longer. Also, if there is a chance meat might leak when it thaws, I place it in a plastic bag to prevent a mess. And once the cooler has been emptied, it gets placed in our RV storage area if there's room, or back in the truck. Now that everything is unpacked, there are a few last things to get the camper completely set up for a weekend. I like to use recyclable plates and silverware to save time washing dishes, so I like to refill the drawers if they're getting low. Next, I set the microwave clock, and I always remove the microwave plate when tearing down the camper just in case it were to bounce around and break, so I always put that back in place. I also put the paper towel away because it will unravel while traveling, so I take that back out. Next step, I put the garbage bags in the garbage cans. I have 2 garbage cans, one for regular trash and the other for recycling. I like that most campgrounds offer recycling. Now it's time to fill up Princey's water dish and feed her. Her food comes in cans, so I use this handy silicone can topper to keep the can sealed and her food moist while refrigerating the unused portion. They are also very handy for other open cans, so I always keep a couple with me while camping. This This video has been part 1. Next Thursday, I'm going to share part 2, a video where I show you how I tear down and clean my RV every time I go camping, and how I get it done in less than 30 minutes. This way, my camper's always ready for my next adventure. So, if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button and the bell located right below this video. That way, you'll be notified when that video goes live. And I can't wait to see you next Thursday.